Carbon neutrality for a city is essentially where the emissions that the city is producing are evened out or minimised by other things. So whether that be having barely any emissions but also planting trees to offset those emissions, or whether it be maybe emissions are high but then trees are offsetting those emissions. So in the future we'll need more greenery to become carbon neutral. We have a couple of decisions to make in regards to that, whether we prioritise investing in greenery in cities or whether to prioritise greenery in green belts and suburbs. I would love to hop off the train and see trees straight away instead of just seeing kind of concrete. We think that cities are high-rise buildings, we think that cities are concrete jungles, and I think that almost there needs to be a little bit of a mind shift. Some of the benefits of making the inner city Wellington more green are definitely the mental health benefits that I think that it would bring. For me, I know seeing nature, being surrounded by nature, has quite a calming and fulfilling feeling.
It's so important to have greenery surrounding you, like in your urban infrastructure areas.
I think definitely greenery in the city, just because it adds to kind of the vibe, and it's not just like the environment, it also just looks nice and feels nice.
Trees provide a great place for people to meet and to gather around. It might encourage people, instead of going to maybe a cafe for lunch and sitting inside, they might decide to go and sit under the shade of a tree and bring their own picnic lunch. Having trees around could really increase the quality of the air. So that might even encourage people to walk more because they're noticing the decrease of the fumes.
Cities need more greenery to help clean the air.
Obviously, if you're planting more trees and if you're planting them in a more dense area, such as green belts or in suburban areas, you have automatically more chance of reducing CO2 emissions. It could bring more native birds. Those kinds of species and ecosystems are more likely to gravitate to where there's the most trees and to where there's more of their own species.
It's nice to hear like a moorpork at night every now and then, and like being able to see a kiwi. I don't think I've actually ever seen a wild kiwi before, so that would be incredible. I think I'd much rather have fauna that actually needed the flora having the plants rather than having plants in the CBD just to make it look nice. Like, I think they need to serve a practical purpose before they serve our visual, or just feeling good about having plants around us.
What would happen if we had kiwi becoming a problem because they were too loud and they were pecking holes and things? What would that look like? An important thing about this whole carbon neutral and investing in greenery in the city is kind of having that vision for what the city could look like and painting that picture for people, what the changes are that we need to make in order to get to that point.